Dear Uncle, I'm writing to you for more advice. Recently, things have become more serious with my girlfriend, but I am scared she may be taking up too much of my time. I need to spend time at the church to keep my faith strong, but instead I find myself with her every day all the time. She talks about moving in and becoming even more serious. However, I'm not sure if this is a good idea, considering my current state of distraction. This past Sunday, she took me on a retreat with her other Christian friends. This caused us both to miss church, which was my first time missing in quite some time, since I've converted. I've tried visiting the priest daily to talk about my current struggles and such. However, they've given me a very vague advice. They tell me to focus on what I find to be beneficial to my spiritual growth, but I am not sure if that means to continue to grow my relationship with my girlfriend and possibly miss Mass, or to end my relationship with her so I can continue to focus on the lessons the priests in the Bible have to teach me. Both are spiritual, but in different ways. The lessons the priests in the Bible teach me help me in many ways in real life. However, some stories seem far-fetched and are not very applicable unless analyzed thoroughly. I wonder that if I spend too much time with these teachings, I will not be able to live a Christian life, because I will not really be living. Instead, I will be preparing to live by obsessing over theoretical situations that other people have went through, which may also happen to me. However, I have learned a lot from all the priests and from certain stories that I have applied to some of my struggles. Without these things, I'm not sure if I would be as strong in my faith as I am right now. Although I know that I am to strengthen my faith more, so I will not have to worry about losing touch with God because of the wavering thoughts that I have. On the other hand, my girlfriend has helped me grow in real-life situations. She has taught me to love and to be loved, which has shown me a glimpse of what God has done for me. I wonder if God purposefully put her in my life because of my strength and faith. On the other hand, I sometimes wonder if He put her in my life to test me, to see if I became distracted by her and distanced myself from the church. I'm not sure whether God is in the business of rewarding good faith or in the business of testing newly gained faith. My girlfriend shows me what God teaches us about loving the neighbor, because she does things for me and does not expect instant gratification. Many times in the past, before I became Christian, I was annoyed when I did things and people did not appreciate as they should, or they never did things for me in return. She has taught me that it does not matter if I get paid back for these things I do for people. I must trust that God sees what I have done and is pleased by it. All I must do is please God, and I will have lived a good Christian life. This makes me think back to when I was bothered by my mother. Even though many things she said or did bothered me, I should have realized this was because we have lived together for so long, and she is actually a good person. I should have prayed for her more genuinely, since part of my prayer for her to get better was actually because I didn't want her to have to depend on me anymore, because she was such an annoyance. I realize now that if I could go back, I would pray for her comfort and health, because I should have loved her as a neighbor, as God teaches. Then I would have been living in God's image by loving unconditionally, without an expectation of repayment. Instead, I disappointed myself and the Lord by disliking my mother's mannerisms and actions, and prayed for her to become independent again. I prayed for her so that I would receive something in return, whereas I should have prayed for her so that she would just get well and feel better, with no benefit personally to me. Looking back at my current situation, I do not want to love my girlfriend wrongly, as I did to my mother. Just as my mother raised me and did not expect me to repay her for that, my girlfriend has done many things for me and requested nothing. The only thing is, I'm not sure what is more important, loving my girlfriend and trying to act like the image of God, or to instead learn to love more like God by attending church and talking to priests. She has introduced me to other Christian people who have also helped me similarly to how the priests have aided me in church. The difference I found was that her Christian friends related to my problems much better than the priests have. This may have been because they went through similar experiences. However, I am not sure. I have been thinking about asking them for detailed accounts of their faith journey. However, that also makes me nervous. What if they believed in Christianity for their entire lives and they are confused by me that I have just started this journey? I'm also afraid that they will judge me for not being raised in a correct Christian way. But then again, would that be very Christian of them to judge me for my struggles with my faith? I hope that they are kind enough to try to understand the problems that I'm going through. Since I am very stuck in this situation, I decided to turn to prayer. However, I started to think back to when I prayed for my mother to get better. Even though I realized that my prayers were not genuine, God also did not immediately complete my requests to make my mother better like I had asked Him to. This makes me feel confused for two reasons. The first one being, if God loves His people unconditionally, then why did He ever allow for her to suffer, as she did, and consequently allow me to suffer? Also, if God tells us to respond to problems through prayer, then why, when I did actually pray, did I not receive any relief? So now I'm turning to you, Uncle. I wish to know your opinions on the things I have been debating. To start, I want to know if you think prayer is truly helpful. I don't want to be wasting my time praying for answers if it will not expedite my process of understanding. Second off, do you think my new attitude towards loving others will be effective in pleasing God? I don't want to come off as I am expecting great fortunes to be bestowed upon me if I please God. However, I hope some sort of sign does occur. This is not because I want a reward for my efforts. I just want to know I'm on the right Christian path. And most importantly, do you think that my relationship with my girlfriend is beneficial to my spiritual journey? I know it takes me off course a bit because it prevents me from attending church and speaking with priests as much as I used to, but I think that maybe this is a good thing. Maybe it's time to put into practice the lessons that I've been learning from Christianity instead of just hypothetically learning about them in church. But I also hope that God is not just testing my faith by giving me my girlfriend. Do you think he is trying to experiment with my faith limits? If so, I don't see any other choice but to break up with her, which is not an ideal situation. I hope to find some balance soon between spending time with my girlfriend and going to Mass. However, both obligations seem to be demanding my full attention, so I'm afraid a balance may result in the destruction of my relationship with my girlfriend and my God. I am hopeful that prayer will lead me into choosing the right path and causing me to make the right decisions. I hope this process speeds up, though, since this state of confusion is uncomfortable and inconvenient for me and my girlfriend. I'm also looking forward to your advice, and I'm confident that it will, in addition to prayer, lead me to the answers I am seeking. Thank you for reading my letters, and I'm eager to hear your point of view very soon. Sincerely, your nephew.